Hello everyone, this is FantasyEsque and welcome back to The Sims 4 Vampire Amazon with the Salazar Coven. Before we begin, I want to say a very special welcome to my channel members. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it immensely. Lady Zora, guys, she has been at the end of her life for a while now, and I think for a month or two we've been expecting her to pass away any moment, but she's held on pretty good, and I thought she was gonna last maybe a little bit longer. But after playing off camera a little bit, she has finally reached her final day, and in the Grand Library is about to release her final breath, which is so sad. But here it is. She stuck around with us for a while, and I think because this series, some of us don't realize it, honestly, but it's actually been going on since the end of 2020. It is now 2022. So we've been with these guys for a bit, and Zora was with us on that journey for quite a chunk of this season, but now it's time for her to move on to the afterlife, which I'm very sad about. And I also have to chat about someone else that has actually unexpectedly passed away. But Zora, let's get this done, guys. This is so sad, but let's get it done. And today we even got her to make like her last batch of potions. I didn't know it was the last day, but she made a batch of potions for everyone. She gave everyone a drink. If you look at the needs of our vampires, it's like really high because they literally just had a drink. And then she came up here and I got this notification. Lady Zora Alcandrica has lived a long life, but her time has finally come. She is dying of old age. Zora! My beautiful Lady Zora. And with her, the Alcandrica line, our longest line of alchemists, comes to an end. Honestly, I feel like this generation, we've had so many lines dying. The Alcandrica line is dying off, the Cavador line died, the Ranarain line. 2 ancient bloodlines got killed off. Well, you know, yeah, they did get killed off. But they just couldn't pass on their genes. They didn't have daughters, which is so sad. Okay, our vampires, they're slowly starting to trickle in. Current Queen Wisteria. Fingers crossed, future Queen Aphrodite, who apparently Zora did not have a good relationship with. So that's kind of interesting. Out of everyone that I'm looking at, she didn't have a good relationship with only the princess, which is kind of wild. Huh. She even had a better relationship with Isadora. Also, Mirabella Coven Rose, the daughter, if I'm not mistaken, of... Actually, I probably will be mistaken. Let's just check the family tree. The daughter of... Hold on a second. Sapphire? Okay, I was gonna say... No. See, I was wrong. The daughter of Sakura, the younger twin sister. She is a child now, so I have to give her a makeover at some stage. So we might see her in this episode as well. And I can't believe it! It's finally time for one of our Sims to, like, take over Zora's position. So it's gonna be one of the Coven Rose twins who takes over as the new alchemist. But the Coven Rose twins are also currently elders. So they might not be with us that long either before their turn comes to go off into the afterlife. But okay, we have, oh look, we have her magical urn right over here. And Zelda is going to be the one to collect this because she's the priestess. Oh my goodness, where'd she go? She's the priestess. I've noticed this guy, Zelda's been spending a lot of time up here in the priestess tower. A lot of time. We had a death earlier when I was playing off camera. She came up here to spend some time with the goddess in, you know, quiet meditation, and she's doing the same when Zora's died. So that's very interesting because for much of her life I haven't seen her spend time in that area of the castle, but she's doing it a lot more now. But okay, now that we have this, we are going to be making a trip to Castle Athena, which looks very different from what it used to, but we're gonna visit Castle Athena because we have the soul repository there, which is where all our alchemist ladies go. So all our alchemists, they get their urns put there. So we're gonna go there, and then we have to go to the honor grounds to visit a sim that has recently died. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. And then I'm probably gonna give Mirabella a makeover, and then we'll visit Mirabella. And we'll also use that kind of as an excuse to recruit one of the twin sisters to be the new alchemist in replacement of Zora. So a bunch of things we gotta do. I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, we are at Castle Athena, which looks quite different in terms of coloring and a few other things. Like the walls, they used to be marble, they're replaced with the stone. So a lot of changes that has happened to this particular place. Casey, Freya's one and only son, is actually the one looking after this castle, so he is kind of like the castle keeper slash soldier stationed here. So let's just go in. And so that's because when I made Castle Narkissa, which we saw a few episodes ago, I didn't use very much CC, so that castle has stayed pretty much exactly the way that it was when we were playing. Whereas with this castle, I used a lot more CC. So things that I've taken out of my game since playing with this castle, they've been replaced by the game with, you know, in-game stuff, other things. So the appearance of the castle in some places is a little bit different as a result of that. But I like to explain it by saying that either the castle has fallen into disrepair or certain things have been changed by whoever the resident soldier slash castle keeper is. So there we go. Right, where is Casey? Casey's here, so we are going to let's see. Let's ask about Day. We're gonna greet Casey. And I think Casey is her cousin, if I'm not mistaken. I think he is her yes, he is. There we go. He is a cousin. Now, did he have... I think he's bred with someone. I can't remember who. Let's check. Who has he bred with? Let's see. Genevieve, Freya. He bred with... He's got Bryce. Oh, that's right. He bred with Soul. There we go. So Soul actually has 4 sons. We only focus on Blaze and Luciano because they physically look so much like the Ranarains. And they even have like the signature red hair from Lady Collie all the way in Generation 1. So that's why we focus on them. But Soul did have another set of twins with Casey. She had Jackie Ranarain and Bryce Ranarain. So these two we haven't really seen at all, I think. Like at all. They're like mystery twins at this point, but she does have another set of sons. So that's kind of interesting. But let's go greet our cousin, see how the maintenance of like the upkeep is going for this current castle, and then we'll head down to the soul repository and we'll add Zora's urn to the collection her ancestors have left behind. So her grandmother, Lady Melina Alcandrica, and her mother, who died prematurely because of some issues in the coven, and namely Tyrant Queen. She died very unjustly and unfairly, but sometimes that is just the way with vampires. Rose, Lady Rose Alcandrica. So let's head on down to this sprawling area. And the soul repository is over here. It is quite a walk. It is quite a walk, my goodness. Okay, soul repository is literally all the way back here. So we're gonna come through, and oh my goodness, guys, look at that. Look at that. We have a little picture of Rose Alcandrica, and we even have Marigold Coven Rose. I don't know if we took one of Melina. I think we did. It should be in these chambers. Yes, we took one of Melina even. But we didn't take any for the current generation. So I was kind of using it as decoration for like this castle, so I took it for that purpose, but I slacked off on like keeping up with those photos. And then if you look down this hall, you see even more photos that we had from back in the day. We had Persephone Cavador. Guys, Ursula Ronerane. Honestly, don't Soul's sons look like Ursula. They've got Ursula's red hair. I mean, this wasn't her natural hair color. Ursula naturally had black hair. But still, they've got the red hair. They have the yellow eyes. They've got that, like the features, the Ronerane features, that skin tone. So beautiful. Kind of makes me happy and hopeful that maybe someone who breeds with one of the Ronerane boys, like Blaze and Luciano, maybe they're going to have that appearance passed down from their father to whoever that female child is. Fingers crossed, man. Then we have Nymphadora as a teen and Nymphadora as an immortal. So memories, all these memories that I kind of lost over time. Up, up, up. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. So we have Lady Melina Alcandrica, alchemist under Queens Narcissa and Athena. And then we have Lady Rose Alcandrica, alchemist, what am I saying? Alchemist under Queen Athena. Then we have Lady Marigold Coven Rose. Okay, I need to add that in. So with our vampires, if you look at their like epitaphs, we have something different inscribed for them. We normally say Generation 1, Scholar, Generation 2, Warrior, stuff like that. But with the alchemists, because they're not immortals and their lifespan is usually anywhere between like several queens to one queen, we kind of tag them differently. We say alchemist under which queens. So Marigold. So yeah, Rose was alchemist under Queen Athena. Marigold should be alchemist under Queens Athena and Wisteria. So let me do that. Alchemist under Queens Athena and Wisteria. So let's see. Alchemist under Queens Athena and Wisteria. Yep, that's the way that should be. And then we finally have Lady Zora. So Zora should be alchemist under Queen Wisteria. Chemist under Queen Wisteria. So that's kind of how we keep track of when the alchemists served. So let's leave a Sugar Skull offering. There we go. There we go. So she's going to perform her rites as a priestess. We've added this to the collection. So far we've had 4 alchemists in how many generations? I think 3 generations, because we introduced Lady Melina at the end of Generation 2. So there we go. There we go. That's been added to the collection. And so in the future, whenever an alchemist dies, we'll basically bring them to the soul repository until it's filled up. And then when it's filled up, then we might build a new soul repository in another castle. Or even have like a separate location where kind of like the honor ground specifically for the alchemists, and then maybe we can move all of the urns there. For now, though, I'm kind of happy for things to be located where they are. But okay, now that we have done that, oh, memories! Memories. Memories. I don't know if you can see this properly, but this is, hold on a second. We have Rowan as a child. We have Soul as a child. I don't know if you can see that, guys, but Soul, precious Soul, who has now died. And then we have Wisteria, Princess Wisteria on the left, Princess Zelda. We have Princess Isadora, and then Oriana. Oh my goodness. The memories. The memories. Look at that. Wisteria on the left, Zelda on the right. They look exactly the same. And then we have Scheming Isadora, who killed these two. Isn't that wild? They were children. They all grew up together. And we didn't know. We knew she was evil, but we didn't know that this face would end up killing these two precious ones at some point in their life. How the tables turn. And then Oriana, who was a bit of a wild child, but she grew up to be very beautiful. Okay. Beautiful and kind of, I don't know if I would consider her feminine, maybe glamorous a little bit. Okay, well, we have to go to the honor grounds because we have to check out the other sim that died, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, we are at the honor grounds about to visit the other sim that passed away about a day before Lady Zora died. So, look at all of these sims that we have. I want to quickly just take a look at these guys, and also I need to send Zelda inside so that she doesn't flame up here. But I noticed we're like on our 4th generation, and we are missing a whole bunch of Generation 3 ladies, and I'm wondering why that is. And a part of me thinks that, I don't know if I'm remembering this right, but I think there was an issue when we had our last fire tribute, and we actually lost the gravestones of some of our sims. Like, I think I tried to, like, something was getting stuck in the interactions, and I tried to reset, and then we just lost the gravestones. But they're still kind of in the world. Like, we haven't lost them in the family tree, but I couldn't recover the gravestones, unfortunately. So when we have Generation 1 and 2 ladies here, we've got Lady Kali Ranarine, Lady Ambrosia Dark Rana, Lady Cynthia Ranarine, Lady Morgana Devilzar, Lady Ophelia Cavador, Lady Swan Nox, and Lady Clara Dentalopa. So really no Generation 3 ladies, because I think I pretty much lost their gravestones. Now, the previous day that I was playing off camera, we actually had a letter to Lady Zelda from Lord Art asking if he could visit the castle and spend some time with Oriana. So he came over, and then he promptly started basically cooking in the sun. He was flaming up like nothing, and we couldn't even save him. So unfortunately, guys, Lord Art Salazar, father of Yuki, husband of Oriana, has passed away, and his gravestone has been added here. So Lord Art Salanox, Generation 4 Lord. So he was the first Lord out of the male vampires to be given that title. And so he's been added to this little section back here. I thought, even though he is a male, he deserves to be in the honor grounds because, you know, he made something of his life that the other vampires couldn't. And he did a lot of important things. He got married, he was looking after the embassy, first male to have, like, you know, a proper role in the empire. So I thought he deserved a spot in the honor grounds, so he popped him over there. And the person looking after the honor grounds, or the sim that's stationed here, is Peyton Duntalopa. Now, I don't remember if Peyton has been bred with. He might not have been. I think Peyton had a brother. I think Zelda and Zelda's father. I think Wisteria and Zelda's father was, geez. Yeah, I don't know who this sim, I can't remember who this sim was. He was a commander, I'm pretty sure. Not Antonio. I think he was a commander before Antonio, either that or he just performed really well. But Clara did not have 3 sons. The game is not recognizing something here, but Peyton had an older brother, and his older brother had twins with Queen Athena, and those twins were Wisteria and Zelda. So they should both be from the same father. For some reason, the game's being a little bit odd, but that's okay. We can work past it, of course. So she's just chatting with Peyton to make sure everything is okay over here. And it is nighttime, which is perfect. So why don't we strengthen connection to the physical world? We'll go there and pay respects to Lord Art. And that way we get some time to say goodbye to him as well. So unfortunately, that did not go really quite as planned, but I did take some screenshots of that, and I'm thinking of how I'm going to release those screenshots. I'm thinking maybe I'll have to see. I'm thinking I'll release those screenshots maybe on my Patreon first, and then I'll probably release them on Discord, and then I think I'll go ahead and release those screenshots a little bit later on YouTube. So I'll probably, like, on the community tab, I'll go ahead and I'll kind of put all those screenshots of his death, his unexpected death, over there. But Patreon will kind of have early access, or actually, I might just put it on Patreon, but like give my patrons early access and then make it public to everyone. I think that's probably what I'll do. So I'll put a link to my Patreon in a future episode once I have gone ahead and made that public to everyone, or I could do it in this episode. And I think it should tell you on Patreon when it goes public. I'll see. I'll probably release it on Patreon now, and then once it's already public in a future episode, I will have a link to my Patreon, so you guys can go there and you can see screenshots of poor Lord Art as he was dying. I couldn't even do anything to save him. I tried, but because it's not in a household, nothing could be done. Okay, has she already, like, mourned him? Really? Was I talking through all of that? I didn't see. I did not see. Yeah, she already went and did that, and I was just chatting away, and it didn't even cross my mind. Okay, well, now that this is done with Lord Art, I think we can go ahead and visit the, geez, not Willow Creek. What embassy do we have? The Glimmerbrook Embassy. One, to see Mirabella as a child, once I've made her over, and two, in order to recruit whoever the new alchemist is. But I think we're gonna send Isadora rather than Zelda, because Isadora is the current champion, and I like the idea that the champion's the one who does physical errands, who runs, messages and those kind of things throughout the queendom. So I'll see you guys. We have arrived at the Glimmerbrook Embassy with our champion, Lady Isadora Salazar? She's still a Salazar, right? Yep, there we go. Sometimes I get confused because we also have a cadet branch with Zelda's children, but that's fine. Isadora Salazar, she's over here. She needs to do 2 things. One, she needs to give the Queen's decree to Sapphire, who is going to be called into the coven as the new alchemist. So we can already see she's whining a little bit, which isn't the greatest start, but I think maybe a part of her understands that being an alchemist isn't easy, especially if you have to be an alchemist, like, in the Royal Coven. She is already an elder, and when she goes there, she's gonna have to work really hard to learn, like, the basic potions that the vampires require. So joining as an elder isn't the best kind of state you want to be in. With Zora, she didn't join as young as the other alchemists, but she was like just about to turn into an adult, so she still had quite a bit of time, and she managed to accomplish quite a lot in the period that she was with us. But let's give not a respectful introduction, actually. Let's give a friendly introduction, because Isadora is not going to give respect to an alchemist. Psh, come on. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and we are going to not try to cheer up. Let's see. We're gonna ask about Day as a way of saying here is Queen Wisteria's decree for the new alchemist of the Empire. The new royal alchemist of the Empire. So there we go. She's passed that on to Sapphire. And the other thing we want to do while we're here is take a look at Sapphire's niece. So Sakura's daughter, Mirabella, the fourth child to be born in the embassy. She is, well, a child now, so we need to take a look at her. I've given her a makeover, and oh my goodness, I don't know why she's supposed to have white eyes, but for some reason her white eyes aren't showing. We've seen this before, but I think there's something wrong with the game in that it glitches with the supernatural eyes, and I have no clue why that is. I've noticed that with some, like certain eye colors, it will revert back to a normal eye color. With other eye colors, it sticks. So I don't know what the issue is, but this is Mirabella. She has blonde hair, as you can see, which she inherits from her father. Her skin tone's from her father. She should have the glowing white eyes of her father. Now, I forgot to check whether or not she has sharp ears, so I don't know if that is a thing for her. I'm not sure if she has rounded ears or if she has the sharp of vampiric ears, but her eyes should actually be white. They should be absolutely white. But she's dressed in blues, turquoise, and pinks. This is her. Now, guys, as cute as she looks, Mirabella isn't exactly what she appears to be. So Isadora is going to give a friendly introduction to this child. She's going to come up and, oh my goodness, Major, what are you doing? Major! I think he's my favorite soldier ever, in all honesty. He's just my favorite soldier. I think the only other sim that will maybe be on the same level as him is Blaze and Luciano for me. But I just love Major. He is one of Narcissus' sons, but I just love him. But okay, Isadora is going to give a friendly introduction to this little girl who she needs to report back to the queen about, as Mirabella will most likely be a future alchemist in the Coven at some stage, right? It depends, but that's kind of the way it's looking. So she's going to greet Mirabella, and as she looks into Mirabella's eyes that are supposed to be white, Isadora is going to recognize something of herself in this child. Why, you might ask? Well, guys, Isadora is, hold on a second, where'd it go? She's an evil sim, and she's been evil since birth, essentially, right? She aged up into a child, and her innate evil nature started slowly coming to the surface and infecting some of the people around her, aka Wisteria. Mirabella is also an evil child. This is the first evil alchemist we have ever had in the series, I think. So I don't know how Mirabella's life trajectory is going to go from here, but she's an evil kid. Isadora is evil, so she is looking at this child, and for the first time, she's actually not being annoyed at a spellcaster that she is looking at. I mean, even Sapphire, she sees as a bit, below her and pathetic, but with Mirabella, not only does she look like vampires, she has one of the finer qualities of vampires in Isadora's opinion. She is evil. So you can kind of see there's a bit of a connection going on between these two right here. But we'll have to keep an eye on Mirabella in the future. Hopefully I can fix her eyes when she becomes a teen. But, okay guys, with that said and done, I'm going to leave off. Now, Sapphire is going to be our next alchemist, so she'll be moving into the castle in the next episode. But before that, I have to give her a makeover, so make sure you guys keep your eyes peeled for this evening, because along with this episode, I will be releasing a makeover video for the new Lady Sapphire Coven Rose, who's going to be joining our coven. And then obviously in the next episode that we have next week, we will update the intro so that Sapphire, the made-over Sapphire, is there instead of our Lady Zora. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.